Hey, it's Nikki. And I'm just dropping in before you listen to the next awesome episode to let you know that something that I've been working on for a long time is finally live. It's the Tasting Room, my virtual membership with actual wines. And if you've ever been listening to my podcast thinking, man, it'd be cool to actually sip with Nikki or some of the guests that I hear, then this is for you. I've created a community of wine lovers just like you who are interested in learning more, meeting people, tasting, and moving the needle from confused and overwhelmed to confident when it comes to enjoying wine and picking the right things. I've got it all mapped out at sipwithnikki.com/membership, and you can see everything that I have baked into this membership after years and years of teaching about wine and taking all of your feedback. The part I'm most excited about are the virtual tastings. I'll be shipping custom created tasting kits to your door, and then we will get on a call live and be tasting as a group, learning about wines from around the world. So visit sipwithnikki.com/membership, where all of the information is waiting for you. I'm so excited to have you join us as a founding member, and I'll see you in the tasting room. Now here's your episode.
And listeners might not know that the Napa Valley was widely planted with Chenin Blanc in the 70s.
I actually didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No,
Yeah.
but I wasn't even born yet, so how would I know that?
That's pretty good.
Because I'm turning 56 weeks from today. Anyhow.
That's a big one.
Yeah. So you're going to buy yourself a
globe?
A globe?
Michael, can I get a globe?
Sure.
So you might ask me how I know this.
How do you know this? Because you're much older than us?
Yes, I am much older. I am the Yoda of this group.
Oh, wise you are.
Yes.
Well, hello there. It's Nikki Lamberti coming to you from Sonoma County, California. And I am back in wine country, and the countdown is on for harvest. This is officially the earliest harvest season in 40 years in this area. Game on. And by this time next week, Michael and I will most likely have our Sangiovese picked and getting ready to go through fermentation. And behind it, shortly thereafter, we will have our Grenache for both rosé and red wine. If you're a regular listener, one of the things that you may notice that's a common theme is that I love to highlight small, lesser-known wineries that I come across, whether it's because I know the people or have just experienced the wine, but I love uncovering these gems. And this week, I am so excited to tell you about STEREOGRAPH wines. If you've been around for a while, the name Sally Johnson Blum may be familiar. Sally is a very well-known rock star winemaker here in the Napa Valley, and she and I met almost 15 years ago because she was the winemaker at Pride Mountain Vineyards, where I've been working in the tasting room. She's been on multiple episodes of the podcast. In fact, one of the very first episodes, which I will always be grateful to her for. In addition to being the winemaker at Tamber Bay Winery in Calistoga, as well as a winemaker for multiple different clients, I don't know how she does it, she and her husband, Max, recently launched STEREOGRAPH wines. Sally truly is among Napa Valley's most celebrated winemakers. And she's got almost 30 vintages under her belt, multiple 100-point scores, if you're keeping track. And she consults for boutique projects all across the Napa Valley and also Washington State. And she truly is a champion for small family-owned wineries, both hers and the ones she works with. Max is an entrepreneur. He was co-founder of a very successful wine industry marketing firm, but he's also a musician. The dude can shred on the guitar. We've heard it. We've experienced it before. So he brings this really interesting mashup of music, graphic design, artistry, antique collecting. And the two of them together are just a powerhouse team, and most importantly, just really good and really fun people. So as a fellow partners in life and business team, it was really cool for Michael and I to sit down and learn a little bit about why they're doing what they're doing, why it's different, why you need to know about it, how their dynamic coming from very different backgrounds is serving them in this business. So yesterday, Michael and I had the chance to sit down with Sally and Max, who are also good friends of ours, and the four of us, for the first time, actually recorded together. We were lucky enough to taste 4 of their wines, which we're going to highlight for you today in an awesome Sip Spotlight. Sip Spotlight. Some of my favorite moments that you'll hear are Michael's goosebump moment, Sally not taking no for an answer, my not so nice impression of a typical Gen X wine drinker, and most importantly, what the heck STEREOGRAPH means. Be sure to stick around till the end so I can tell you how you can get your hands on these gorgeous wines and some awesome shipping specials. So here we go with Sally and Max from STEREOGRAPH.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy almost birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers. Cheers, Catherine.
Cheers.
Welcome, you guys.
Yeah.
We've done this before in different combinations, but this is the first time that the 4 of us are literally sitting down to have a very serious conversation about wine.
Yes.
And happy almost birthday tomorrow to you, Miss
Was
Sally.
this supposed to be
Yes.
serious? I thought it was supposed to be fun.
It's both.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, you should not be serious because that's
okay.
scary. When you're serious, that's scary. Okay.
Gotcha.
So we're here today to talk about STEREOGRAPH.
Yes.
And I feel like our listeners have been teased on this a little bit when we recorded that night at our friend Dana's house. I think I called it What Winemakers Drink on a Saturday Night. And remember, that's where we had the potpourri, smelly candle, pumpkin Chardonnay.
That's right.
But I had pulled you aside that night and we just did like a little blurb about STEREOGRAPH because you were much closer to the launch, which was officially 2023. So here we are, 2026. How's it going?
It's going great. So we have done our first year release of wines, which were our 2023 Napa Cab and our 2024 Chenin Blanc and Semillon. And now we are about to release our 2024 Cabernet Franc, which is brand new,
Yay, Frog!
and our 24 Napa Cab.
Yeah. And we had a red blend called X2. So that's in this vintage as well. And then an Oakville Cab, which we secured some new fruit for coming release that Sally can talk about. That's pretty special. We're happy about.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So we're live and game on, and you guys are selling and being scored and have a mailing list.
We're also happy to say we are almost sold out of our
Yay,
first vintage
cheers
of all
to
of the
that.
wines. Yeah. That is an
Are
accomplishment.
you jealous, Michael? Are you jealous? He's a little jealous.
Yeah. Having just finished that first cycle, we learned a lot, and we like this format for now.
Okay. So little test and adjust. And,
Yeah.
But being an owner, operator, your CEO, the boardroom is kind of small.
Yeah.
Right.
And the plans sometimes have to pivot, but for the most part, you guys are making all the decisions. So
That's true.
No, it is. And insight for those who want to know, the boardroom is actually a storage room. You know, it's not a room that looks really fancy. It's filled with wine boxes, samples, and 6-liter foam packaging supplies.
our boardroom is the kitchen counter that's behind you. That's where we have our board meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wine in, wine out, supplies in, supplies out. And at the moment, it's sort of nuts.
Yeah, that's the reality of a small team business,
Yeah.
which is why it's so fun that we're doing this because, you know, we're similar but different and mirroring how we're doing this. The difference is obviously, Sally, you came from many, many years of tried and true celebrated winemaking for other people. So my first question is, what has been the most different for you departing from being someone else's winemaker to doing your own thing?
That's a great question. I still am other people's winemakers. So I think about this a lot as I'm approaching my day and my week and my workload. I think with STEREOGRAPH, it's been really fun to be more experimental than I would be with a client's wines. When someone is paying me to craft their wines, I'm going to make absolutely sure that I create the wine that they are looking for. Whereas with STEREOGRAPH, Max and I really work together, and I think the wines reflect both of us very well. We've chosen the varieties and the portfolio that really gets us excited. And so, yeah, it's very exciting and creative in a way that my client winemaking is not, because I guess the stakes are higher when I'm working for someone else.
Of course, of course. Yeah, when you talk about the creativity of your portfolio, I mean, just with the 4 wines that we have in front of us today, we're seeing this is not just Napa Cab. I think in our glass right now is like the most opposite of Napa Cab that we could say. So talk us through this first wine that we're tasting.
We are tasting an old vine Chenin Blanc from Pope Valley in the Napa Valley. This is actually the oldest Chenin Blanc vineyard in the Napa Valley. It was planted in 1947.
Didn't you say it was like your mom's birth year or something?
It is my
when we
mom's
first
birth year.
Talked about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And that kind of resonated with me and brought this whole extra emotional level to making this wine. I buy it from a really great friend who is my vineyard partner for some of my other consulting projects. And this is a vineyard that he owns. We were just driving down the road and he pointed it out and said, "Oh, that's my Chenin. It was planted in 1947. And I said, "Oh, Max wants to make a white wine this year. Could I have some grapes?" And he said, "No, absolutely not. It's sold out. Everybody wants more. There's no way anyone is getting any of these grapes."
It was a big fat no.
It was a big fat no.
What happened?
Well, I just...
Something happened.
Sally happened.
Sally happened.
Yeah, I can be persuasive.
Yes, you can.
Kept telling him about my mom and how meaningful it would be and how special. And in the meantime, we were working on other projects and building a strong trust and good relationship. And he actually called me up out of the blue one day. I was with my mom at that time. She was having her first infusion and he didn't know about any of this. And he said, "I've been thinking it over and I want you to have some of the Chenin." So it just felt really meant to be.
I don't think I knew that second half of the story about when you got the call. Your mom, a fellow warrior,
Yes.
fighting, and the four of us 48 hours ago were all pouring wines for the V Foundation for cancer research, which was amazing. So I love that about your mom. Max, why white?
Yeah.
She said Max wanted to make a white. Why did you get to decide that and why?
Yeah, I mean, I think I leaned into my experience in marketing. Of course, my background is in the wine side of marketing. I had an agency manufacturing company for 18 years that served more of the mass market grocery brands, but I learned a ton about consumer behavior and what people want. And when I thought of hosting Napa Valley tastings and having a wine offering, it was really important to me that we had something for everyone. And I pictured in my head several opportunities where somebody would say, "Do you have anything white?" And we would say no. And I thought that would be...
Oh, you mean like what happens to us right now?
Yeah. And that would
it
be
sucks. Let me tell you,
Right.
especially lately,
Yeah.
how white wine is on the rise.
It's a missed opportunity. One of the core principles of STEREOGRAPH is to be a wine for everyone. That really is. So using Sally's experience in winemaking and my experience in marketing, we have this sandbox moment where we can make whatever we want. And so one of the building blocks of that is approachability from a price standpoint. We feel like the quality price ratio of our wines is exceptional. We are able to do that because of a lot of those owner operated costs are absorbed with sweat equity,
Yeah.
to be totally honest.
We know about that too, yeah.
We don't have to go out and hire a design agency. We don't have to pay for a winemaker.
Wait, what do you mean? These labels are gorgeous. Who's doing your labels, Max? What do you mean?
So the design is done in-house by me. That's part of the team, right? We get discounts on custom crush fees because of Sally making wine for the very client that owns the
As you
facility.
should, yeah.
So this allows us to have those price points, and answering your question about why white wine, that folds right into that purpose, is that we needed this line of wines to be approachable for anyone that might want to try them and have something for everyone.
I think we also have the classic creative personality flaw where we just always want to do something more, something new. Let's try this. What if we did that? Let's add another wine.
That's called being high achievers.
I guess.
And dreamers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're a small brand, but we have 7 different wines. So we kind of love making wine and
Yeah.
bring our enthusiasm to it.
We even have a secret handshake wine that's off the books.
That's right, we do.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you guys had a secret handshake and we were about to see it happen. No, okay.
You have to know the secret handshake to get this wine. Yeah.
Okay.
So for all of our wines, we're around 475 total cases right now.
Something like that. We have about 100 cases of Chenin.
Yeah. So then we have a Semillon, we have the Fiano in the 2025 vintage release, and then we have a Napa Valley Cabernet, which is a blend of a selection of parcels that Sally regards as being perfect for that blend. And then we have our Oakville Cab, which is single vineyard this year. And then we have a blend called X2.
Okay.
So those are the wines that are made up. And the price points, we have the Fiano and the Semillon at $45. The Chenin is at $60.
Awesome.
The Napa Cab is at $80.
Awesome.
The X2 Red Blend is at $100. And the Oakville Cab is at $140.
Love that the Napa Cab is at 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just read a statistic that the average price of Napa Cab as of this year, average price, $125.
I'm not surprised.
So you are well under that for a beautiful wine. Our listeners have grown to really enjoy Michael's wine tasting commentary.
Oh, yeah.
So, Michael, can you take us through the Chenin? What are you getting, and what do you think?
Thank you for putting me on the spot. Appreciate it. This coming from a non-classically taught wine taster.
And that's why people like what you say, because Sally and I, and even Max, we can nerd out with all the wine words, but they want to know what the football-loving hospice nurse has to say about this wine.
It's great. It's bright, right? I feel like it has a nice flavor to it, and it has the textures. For me, it's a little thicker, so it's not as thin as a Sauvignon Blanc or a Chardonnay. It has more closer to like a Viognier style of viscosity, which that's what I like. So it coats your mouth, and it just surrounds it, and it has great, like I said, it has bright notes of, I would say, almost like stone fruits and I got like almost like floral peaches and I don't know, like flowers and peach.
Floral, like the label. Like, I feel like this wine tastes like the label looks.
This
beautifully
is the
done.
inspiration to the design.
Good job, Michael.
And it's, it's delicious.
Thank
It's just,
you.
I don't know if that was more powerful because I had just put a piece of cheese in my mouth.
Yeah,
cream stir.
that's great. Yeah.
So I don't know if that kind
It's
of
some aged Gouda, which is kind of salty, nutty.
Yeah.
Like you. And then you had some of the Chenin. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's very delicious. I would, really pair this with oysters and.
I know that so many wine drinkers are not familiar with not only Chenin Blanc, Semillon, and Fiano, which is why I love your white portfolio, because hello, people, there's more than Chardonnay, there's more than Sauvignon Blanc, there's more than Sancerre. Sorry, that's how they usually talk, which, by the way, is Sauvignon Blanc. But it's like, venture out, broaden out, and I love that you guys are bringing these in a very affordable way, especially because people are drinking more white for different reasons.
Yeah.
Explore and look at the spectrum of white wines, and you've got all three of them, which is exciting. This is gorgeous.
Michael, you pretty much nailed the tasting notes on that wine. That's
So
kind of
is that
how
a
I would
peach right
describe
there?
it.
Or what is it?
Yeah, we've got.
I didn't even know. So
We've got.
so this beautiful label that.
Oh, look at you.
This beautiful label that I'm looking at right now, it has like
Floral and peach.
and then cherry, right? It's
Yeah,
Cherry and yellow plum and
Okay. Yeah. So I was gonna say kind of stone fruit, like I always say so, but it's so broad. It's like just stone fruit. I taste.
I like
Is the
stone
person who
fruit.
says stone fruit talk the same way as the lady who says Sancerre? Is it the same person?
Yes. Yes.
So we've talked about the ceramic globe before. It's going to make another appearance. but,
Yes, because
so-
Sally, wasn't that a birthday present to yourself on your 50th?
yes, it was.
So now that globe is having an anniversary tomorrow
yeah.
on your
That's right,
birthday?
yeah.
Yes,
Happy birthday to my globe.
that's right.
So remind us what the globe does for the mouthfeel or the overall production of this wine.
Yeah. So one thing I've gotten to explore working in Washington State with my client, the Walls Vineyards, is all kinds of alternative fermentation vessels. They use a lot of concrete up there. They use different size cooperage, everything from permanent wooden tanks to normal size barrels and everything in between. And so I really love the effect that concrete has on white wines, on the texture and the mid palate. And I wanted to buy myself a concrete egg, but I wasn't able to get an egg.
Yeah.
So the person that I had reached out to had this ceramic globe. The difference is ceramic is like a fired clay, like porcelain, whereas concrete is more porous, more mineral, more actual exchange between the wine and the material. So I said, oh, sure, it looks pretty cool. It'll be fun. I'll give it a try. I really love what it does with the Chenin. It brings this gorgeous, I think that's where the viscosity, that mouth coating texture comes from.
You think if this Chenin was aged in stainless or neutral oak, it would not have that viscous, weighty mouthfeel?
Well, I do ferment some of it in neutral French, and between the two vessels, it's really
You
the
taste them side by
porcelain.
side,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're very different.
Oh, very
Yeah,
cool.
we should do that sometime. That'd be
Yes,
fun.
totally nerd
How
out.
big is your? How much gallons go into
It
ceramic?
holds. This one is the smallest size. It holds 66 gallons. So
That's still. I mean, that's a barrel.
it's a barrel.
It's a barrel.
It's a barrel. It's a barrel worth. Okay.
I think it also allows especially the top citrus notes to really come through.
Yeah.
They don't get knocked down like
I
they
get
might
knocked
going
down.
in.
I don't get up again.
Yeah.
Wait, when
Or
you
muted.
say top notes, for people that don't know what you mean by that, what is the top refer
Yeah,
to?
well, sorry, I'm using fragrance terms.
Yeah.
I was in a previous life. I worked at a cosmetics company, and I had the chance to
don't think I
do
knew
some
this about
perfume
you.
training and
Yeah.
natural essential oil trainings. And
Okay.
so when we talk about top notes, we're talking about the notes that come through at the top of your first sensation, the
Mm-hmm.
highest sort of frequency notes of smelling, if you will.
That's a good way to
this
put
would
it.
be like a rose petal, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or a jasmine really has a very high top note. Sandalwood is another example. These are things that you would immediately recognize before your brain would even process.
Yeah.
And so I think the ceramic allows some of those floral notes especially to be right on top, and they're very pretty for that reason.
I love that. I love the way that you explained it about the higher frequency, because when we smell something that has so many different layers to it, there is kind of a hierarchy of those layers. So top
Yeah.
note, very well described. Awesome. This is delicious, and I feel like people need to drink more Chenin. So I know you talked about the age of this vineyard and what makes it so special. It's the oldest Chenin Blanc vines in, is it the Napa Valley?
Yes.
And the person that you knocked down to finally persist and get them, where is the vineyard? And tell us more about that.
So the vineyard is called Henry Ranch. It is just outside of the town of Angwin, and it is owned and managed by my friend Josh Anstey, who does just a phenomenal job. When he acquired the property, his plan was to rip out the Chenin Blanc and plant Cabernet, and the winemakers that were buying the fruit from the previous owner all started beating down his door saying, don't take it out, don't take it out. It's so rare, it's so special. Chenin used to be really widely planted in Napa, but as Cabernet became more and more popular and therefore profitable, a lot of the Chenin has been removed, and so this is just a really amazing find.
Awesome. Well, shout out to Josh
Yeah.
for being a wonderful grower and finally giving you access to this vineyard. Much more Chenin Blanc planted in South Africa, which is where I started drinking it during my different safari trips that I've done over the years. So.
And listeners might not know that the Napa Valley was widely planted with Chenin Blanc in the
I
70s.
actually didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No,
Yeah.
but I wasn't even born yet, so how would I know that?
That's pretty good.
Because I'm turning 56 weeks from today. Anyhow.
That's a big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason I know
Are you
this-
going to buy yourself a
globe?
A globe?
Michael, can I get a globe?
Sure.
So you might ask me how I know this.
How do you know this? Because you're much older than us?
Yes, I
Right.
am much older. I am the Yoda of this group.
Oh, wise you are.
Yes. Because I'm into wine label design, I decided to collect some old Napa Valley wine labels. And so I went on eBay and bought large handfuls of them and put them into a little book. And I immediately realized when I received a few hundred of them and were sorting them out that I was like, oh my God, these are like 50% Chenin Blanc. It really blew me away. Yeah.
Interesting.
Zinfandel, Chenin Blanc.
Zinfandel I knew, but
Yeah.
Chenin, that's surprising.
Yeah, it was a lot of Chenin Blanc.
That was like
and
a
I've mentioned
suitcase
this-
clone that someone brought over from some homeland.
It did well,
Yeah.
climate-wise. It
Yeah.
did very well, and I think low production cost. And it was, of course, Napa Valley prices for tons back then were a lot lower, and so these were table wines.
Okay.
These were restaurant table wines, and they were produced in mass.
It's really beautiful. I'm excited for people to try this. Staying in the white wine theme, because we know your passion for white wine, what do we got next?
So I was talking to another friend of mine who is a grower, my friend Patrick Riggs.
Does anybody else mind go right to he's a grower, not a shower? Or I'm the only. Am I the only?
Oh my God.
Katie, you know you're.
I was going to say it, but I was
You
like,
know that our
this is a
listeners
proper
go there.
wine podcast,
And I'm
so I
sorry
wasn't
about
gonna
your
say
friend.
it.
I don't know which he is, but
I'm low-key laughing at that.
you can tell I was low key. You can tell I was just in New Jersey for 3 weeks, so I'm a little more crass than normal.
Oh
so
my
I
God.
apologize.
Is that your Jersey?
That's my Jersey showing. Sorry.
Well, my friend Patrick, he's a great guy. I've known him for a really long time. He's actually our neighbor now. He moved just around the corner from us. And he works for Mark Neal, who farms more regenerative, organic, and biodynamic acres in the Napa Valley than anyone else. He's really pushing that forward and has been committed to organic for a really long time. He has his own flock of sheep, which I go visit. I know. I love them. They're
I've
so
seen
cute.
your Instagram of
Yeah,
the sheep
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
vineyard. Yeah.
And so Mark came up with this really cool trellising system. He has a vineyard right in the center of Rutherford. It's on the valley floor. It's kind of a rich site, lots of deep soil, kind of clay, holds water. It tends towards being kind of vigorous, a little more than he wanted for the Cabernet that he was growing there. And so what he did was planted white grapes below the Cabernet. So this is like a double-decker bunk bed situation. Yeah, which is great. So it's a win-win-win because the whites do better. They're shaded, so they're able to get that protection from the sun. They ripen really slowly that way versus the full heat that they would get.
To see this.
You got to come check it out.
Yeah.
And then the Cabernet is stressed, and so it makes a higher quality fruit. And then Mark also wins because he's growing two crops on the
In the
same
same
field.
acreage.
Yeah.
I love the bunk bed reference. Of course,
Yeah.
child of the 80s. When you say it's like a bunk bed, my brain goes right to Big, where he's like, I get the top.
So the Fiano gets the bottom, and then the Cab gets the top. And
That's so cool.
it's very cool.
Very clever. No one else is doing that?
He is proselytizing this, but people have been slow to pick it up. He's got it planted in a few different sites, including Martha's Vineyard, which, as you being a big wine nerd like me, know that's one of the most famous sites in the Napa Valley.
We're not talking about New England, people.
No, yeah. But Martha's Vineyard is still privately owned. And so for the first time in history, other winemakers are being given access to that fruit.
Oh,
I
okay.
was offered some last year, but I couldn't afford it.
Oh, well, then we definitely.
Yeah, no,
we
it's-
definitely can't
I
afford
know.
that. We will be right back. Tajaska. Not only is it a fun word to say, but it's good for you. So my friends Liz and Donald at American Olive Farmer have a beautiful new olive oil out that is not only delicious, but is known for being a high polyphenol oil with real and true health benefits. Whether you're doing a daily shot of it or dipping your favorite bread, it's got literally 3 times the amount of biophenols, which is the really good stuff in olive oil that keeps us healthy. I just got my hands on this new oil and tasted it for the first time, and it has a delicious intensity and power to it, and really cool to know that it's doing good things for me as I'm enjoying it. Tajaska is spelled Taggiasca, and it's a well-known Italian variety. Visit AmericanOliveFarmer.com and you'll see their beautiful lineup of California olive oils. They also import the best balsamic vinegars from Modena. And right now, they have a wait list where you can sign up to get raw green olives from this year's harvest. Michael and I did this a couple years ago, and we actually cured them here in our home, and we serve them on our charcuterie boards. If you like the idea of supporting a small, California-based, women-led company like American Olive Farmer, check them out and use the discount code SIPWITHNIKKI, capital S, capital W, capital N, SIPWITHNIKKI, for $10 off your first order. Go check it out. You're welcome. Have you ever thought about how fun it would be to taste wines together? It's finally here. I'm getting ready to open the doors to Sip with Nikki, the tasting room, a virtual membership with actual wines that I am selecting from all around the world and shipping to your doorstep in this very cool tasting kit. And then we'll be live on Zoom tasting together so you can learn more about wines, feel more confident, meet other super fun wine people, and be part of this community that I'm so excited to be creating for you. There's a monthly membership fee or an option to pay annually and save. And in addition to our live tastings, you'll be part of an exclusive community where I'll be sharing tips, resources, my top picks, and inviting live guests to come in and talk to all of us about burning wine and food topics. I'll be opening the first round of memberships by the end of June. Be sure you're signed up to receive emails at sipwithnikki.com so you can be the first to know when we're ready to go. I can't wait to sip with you. And now, back to the show. Okay, let's stay consistent with Michael giving us first
Yeah.
Wait,
tasting notes.
so Fiano is an ancient Italian grape.
Grape of my people.
Yes, a grape of the people. And it still is a grape of the people in Italy. It's widely planted.
Yeah.
It's a common table wine and a beloved varietal. And Sally can talk about the characteristics of making it and also what it produces in the bottle and the characteristics of it. But it's super unique and it's very rare in Napa Valley. In fact, every day I talk to somebody who's in the wine industry at a very deep level and they say, Fiano, I've never heard of it. So this is our chance to launch Fiano. But there's, like I said, there's very little. I think there might be 4 producers in all of Napa Valley that are making Fiano.
I love that so much. Give us a Fiano taste, Michael. What do we think?
I think it's great wine. To me, first thing I thought, it's thinner.
Yeah, totally
Plus,
different
it's
than
lighter. It's much
the
lighter.
Chenin.
That might be also because it's younger vines, right, and younger grapes. But it has a really great floral. And to me, this one has some floral notes to it too. But
different flowers.
different flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is more subtle, not as much as the Chenin Blanc. But you have a little bit of fruit. I would say probably like more. I would say more like an apricot kind of, but just light, very
crisper,
light, like
more crisp. The
yeah.
acidity is different. The mouth feels different.
A lot of acid.
Yeah, a lot of acid.
It's a high acid grape. Sometimes we get like a little beeswax.
Yes.
Honey,
like a-
yeah.
Yeah.
Honey. And,
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And this label.
Honeysuckle.
What's on the label here?
so it's a gargoyle.
Yeah, let's.
And,
What can we talk about this label, Max?
Yeah, so it's an ancient Italian wine. And I didn't want to do something that was typical and stodgy looking, you know, like, oh, look at this antique looking label. And it really harkens to this ancient grape. I wanted it to be irreverent and playful. And so we have this somewhat almost silly gargoyle in a bold black, and then the red tongue sticking out and the matching capsule in red. It also has a crown on, and in my mind, that closed the gap on the lineage of the grape.
Dude, your
So-
brain, like one day I just want to climb in there and spend an afternoon and I'll come out and be like, what? I will look at the world in a totally different way.
Yeah, but I
being
can't
John
find my car
Yes,
keys.
like being John Malkovich, like pop the cranium off.
There's
Terrifying.
downsides.
Yeah.
Kind of almost looks like the
There's downsides to your
Chinese
brain.
dragon.
I can't
Yeah.
find my car
For the-
keys, and
Well,
kind of
my
like
socks
kind
don't
of,
match.
but not
You're
dark,
high
right?
creative,
So-
yeah.
Stuff
But
like that.
so since we're talking about the label, we've talked a little bit about this, but I want to dive a little deeper in the name Stereograph.
Yeah.
So what the heck is Stereograph?
Yeah, well, the true definition of it is it's a type of photography that emerged around 1840. And it's really the first form of 3D experience that a viewer could have. And so you've seen these if you go to an antique mall or a thrift store.
And you had them at RV Foundation tasting on Friday.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I actually got to hold this up to my face and look through it for the first time. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's 2 photos that are side by side on a card, and the way the photos are done is the best way to describe it is if you stand holding your iPhone and you lean slightly to the right and take a photo, and then you lean slightly to the left and take a photo.
Oh, nice
You get 2 different photos, but they are slightly different perspectives. And when you merge those side by side on a printed board and put them in front of special lenses called a stereoscope, and you're looking through this at it, your brain is going to pick one. I've heard before that, we have a dominant hand. We also have a dominant eye. And so your dominant eye will pick one of these images, and the other eye is forced to create a peripheral distortion because you can't really focus on something that's 2 images at once. And that peripheral distortion creates a 3D image.
You guys, it really is. Like, I did this, and it really does look 3D. Yet
It's crazy, right?
It's from the when? The
1840s,
1800s. Yeah,
1800s.
it's
They were
crazy.
popular up until the turn of the century,
Yeah. And then they got replaced with our red, like,
Yeah,
child of the
that's the
80s
same-
viewfinder
That's
things.
the same
yeah.
concept. So that's what a stereograph is. And so my dad was an antique dealer, and he collected antique photography. So he amassed a lot of these stereograph cards. And when I inherited the bulk of his photo collection, I really like those, and I keep those. And so when we came time to find a name for our brand, as you know, naming your brand is difficult.
Yes, we do.
Stereograph made a lot of sense. But the second part of it that we feel is really appropriate is that we sort of look at ourselves as a stereo image of each other, right and left brain, if you will. The
Which one are you?
Yeah, let's take a guess. And that really seems to resonate when we tell our story. So I think the 2 together really sums up a true brand sort of outward-looking name for what our brand is all about.
We have two phrases that sort of sum up our vision for
Yeah.
us. And so one is two perspectives, one vision.
Love.
So he's the visuals, the aesthetics, I'm the wine. Between those two sides, we're creating something that has more depth than what either of us would create on our own.
Yep.
And then our other phrase that inspires us is authentic, independent Napa Valley. We want to really harken back to the founding days of the Napa Valley, people like Robert Mondavi and the visionaries who created these beautiful wines that really showcased what a special place Napa is. And we want to make wines that are authentic to that.
Beautifully said. I was going to ask you about that catchphrase on your website where the leading word was authentic, because that's a powerful word, especially in today's world and today's wine world.
Yeah, well, we feel that at least in our own universe, we really want to live up to that.
Yeah.
And what it means for us is that everything is our own decision. Everything is putting ourselves out there with vulnerability and showing our best work forward and hoping that people like it. I think that's truly authentic.
Yeah.
Independent is exactly what it means. We're doing this on our own. We're sort of against the larger corporate establishment of wine.
You tell me that, brother. You tell me that.
Yeah. You know, we both have had experience in our careers in that, and it exists, and that's great, but we don't want to be that. So much like a band on an independent label, right? We're the club band of wine. And then Napa Valley. We want to make Napa Valley wines, and we care greatly about preserving that founding legacy of the Valley and not having it turn into something that gets too far away from that. We need small family owned and independent projects. We need more of them.
Beautifully said. Not just beautifully said, beautifully done, and then beautifully said about the doing. Now, when you were giving that wonderful explanation of STEREOGRAPH, Michael cheated and tasted this wine already. And I don't know if you saw it out of the side of your eye, but he literally put his hands across his chest like he was hugging himself and did a little shiver. So what's going on over here, Big Mike?
As you know, I really love Cab Franc. And let me specify, I really love good Cab Franc. There's Cab Franc out there, and it's, you know, like smoked wines. Some people shouldn't make it, especially some years, because it's just a little less ripe, and you start tasting all these other secondary notes in the fruit, right? In it, but of course, in typical Sally fashion, right? This is it was just like a big warm hug. It's luscious, and we didn't decant it. It's been open a little bit, but we didn't decant it. It's luscious. It's got grapefruit. It's got acidity. It's got tannins. It just hugs your whole mouth.
It does. It's still hugging my mouth, even though I swallowed that sip probably at the start of your description 30 seconds ago, and the hug is still happening. And then there's like little shimmying, like little shimmy choreography happening around
delicious.
the hug, and
I
it's
was
magical.
like, wow, like I got the,
Michael, did you get wine goosebumps from STEREOGRAPH 2024 Cab Franc?
Yeah.
Michael, yay!
Good job.
Thank you.
Oh, they're
Thank you, Sam.
listeners.
That means a lot.
Michael is fist pumping them right now. I love it.
Yeah.
So Sally knows that Cab Franc's kind of my spirit animal too, in a way. And when she said we were going to make it, I was doing cartwheels. And this fruit
Can you do a cartwhil?
No.
Right-handed and left-handed, one-handed?
No, that's...
No, he can't even touch his...
No, I'm
Whoa. I was like, where is this
You
going?
have to edit this out.
What can't you touch, Max?
I didn't quite hear her, my sweet. Yeah. So when she said we were going to do this Cabernet Franc, I was over the moon. And it's from a great vineyard site, the Blackbird Vineyard in Oak Knoll. It's just fantastically farmed fruit. And with Sally's winemaking, it really is coming to life.
Oh my God, it's
Not
delicious. And I can't wait for the rest of our friends who are starting to arrive for pizza night to taste all of your wines. And some of them have. But this is going to be so yummy when we start firing some pizzas. So that's delicious. All right,
I was going to tell you about the label.
Yeah, tell me about the label.
Yeah, so on this one, I did a little bit of
a statue of a horse or a stallion, right?
So it is a toy, and that's about. I have the physical object, so I took a photo of it and then I outlined it. So it's like a horse statue toy that's about 3,000 years old. It's bronze. It's very cool looking, and I just was looking at it one day and I thought, this feels like Cab Franc. I don't. So
You're
I
so
set about on
talented
that.
when
I
it
set
comes to
about
that.
on that journey to do it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like a turquoise, so it's like just bronze because
Yeah.
it's oxidized.
Exactly.
3,000 years.
You guys,
Yeah.
come here
Yeah.
and bring a glass right now. Don't be shy. Get over here and
Get
bring
in
a
here.
glass. So we have our fellow wine friends that are starting to arrive, and we got to put some of this wine in their glass so they can hear what it is that we're talking about. But Michael's reaction, like that, just sums it up right there. Huh?
You don't have to put this in, but I
Well, now I will. I don't even know what it is, but I will.
I feel like this is our best wine, this Cabernet Franc.
Why
I
would I
haven't
not
yet
highlight that?
experienced our Oakville Station Cab because it hasn't been bottled yet. But if it's better than this, then I'm going to be like,
Are you gonna die?
Touching
You're just
my
gonna die.
shins.
You're gonna touch your shins.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful, you guys. Congratulations on it. And again, thank you for doing something that not everybody is doing. Now, your final wine is something that everybody's doing, right? The king or queen of the Napa Valley, some Cabernet Sauvignon. Why or how is this different, and why should people seek this out?
So when we started our brand, we had a lot of conversations together about what it was that we wanted to do. And one thing that we both kept circling back to was the price, the accessibility, the way
The
Napa
$80 price, you mean?
Yeah, the way Napa has
Amazing.
gotten out of control.
Yeah,
So
little bit.
we wanted to come back down to earth. We wanted to produce a really tasty, really accessibly priced, friendly, delicious Napa Valley Cab. I love Napa. I think it's
Friendly.
friendly. Like
Friendly to the pocket, friendly to the mouth. What's
all around.
friendly about
All
it?
around.
Friendly in every way. The packaging is beautiful.
The packaging is
Well,
very.
it's got to be both, right? It can't be just cheaper and not good.
Well, I just mean like
Just saying.
like
Right,
friendly
yeah.
meaning approachable meaning accessible to buy. But what about this wine? And I haven't sipped it yet. When I taste it, would make me say, "Oh, this is like an old friend."
Yeah. So you and I, we both taste a lot of Napa Valley Cabs, and
It's
I think
so difficult, but
Yeah,
we
it's a-
do it.
it's a rough
Sally.
life,
It's
right?
So difficult.
Yeah, there is this idea out in the world that all Napa Valley Cab tastes the same, and I would argue that is 100% not true.
Michael is vigorously shaking.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, this
So
is.
there's-
Of all the things that's one of the things that doesn't taste the same because so more area specific, even plot specific on the certain vineyard where just why you do like these 5 rows are the best, you know, because they taste this. But I'm just saying it's like Cab is just its own world.
I totally agree. I think it's a phenomenal wine, and I think that a lot of Napa Cab is made in a very serious style where there's a lot of tannin, there's a lot
Guys,
of
she's doing air
oak,
quotes when she says serious, in case you're
right.
listening.
Like we're trying to make a wine that's just really, really tasty.
And this
So-
one is very approachable. I tasted this one at first. It's not like really overbearing, big, juicy, where you need just something else. You know, you're not getting that big.
You just made me
cigar.
think of when I was hosting a tasting recently, and the woman that was tasting, she was great with words, and she said, sometimes Cabernet Sauvignon is work. Like, I have to be like, all right, roll my sleeves up. Here I go. I'm going
Right.
to take a sip. Like, this is not work.
Yeah, it's
this
very
is
like
fun.
It's another one. This is very luscious on the mouth. It's very smooth. It still has tannins, but it doesn't have the overpowering where my teeth have all dried up and I'm like, just like wanting a big glass of water.
Yeah.
It's delicious and it's very great fruit and you could taste it. And I love this. I don't know what to call it. It's almost to me like when you used to spin your little
the
pencils.
little spin art.
Yeah, like
the
the
spin art.
spirograph.
I love-
Spirograph. It's kind of like, and
I
I
love
know
this.
Max, he's probably going to get
Did that
upset.
inspire this, Max?
No, what I love is everybody has a different interpretation, and this is exactly what I was going for.
We've heard all kinds of things. Someone told me it looks like a murmuration of crows. I don't even know. That was a new word for me. I have a cellar team member, Susan, who was getting a PhD in math. And she told me it looks like a function graphed in the 3-dimensional space.
Yes. Yes. That's totally where I went with it.
I think another thing that makes this particular Napa Valley Cabernet unique, or the foot that we're trying to put forward with it, is ready to drink.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things. You can buy a lot of Napa Valley Cabs that could be very high priced, or maybe they are also approachable in price. But if you try to drink them when they've been in the bottle for a year, they feel very tannic and they're just overwhelming and they're not ready to drink. And they might be fantastic in 5 years from now. And Sally's winemaking style for the entire Stereograph line is we want them ready to drink.
And I
they're
think
ready
they
to
are.
have.
I mean,
And
these are 24s. So Well done on all of them. You have a wine release coming up in just a few weeks. Tell us more about that.
Yes, we are releasing our 2024 Napa Valley Cab and Cabernet Franc.
You mean the two that we just tasted that gave us shivers and chills and goosebumps and tears in our eyes, and now people can get them?
Can I get up?
What perfect timing that is. What?
Yes, they're coming out soon. Go to StereographWines.com. You can get access to the wines and
Yeah, if you're interested in Stereograph wines and want to acquire these, you can go to StereographWines.com and sign up for the mailing list. You'll receive the invitation to acquire the wines, and that'll be available on August 12th.
Awesome. If people are in wine country in the Napa Valley and they want to do a tasting, how can that happen?
You can also book a tasting on our website. There's a link at the top. We do them by appointment only at Tamber Bay Winery in Calistoga, a beautiful working horse ranch facility.
Yes.
And we'd love to host you, and you can request a tasting there.
You guys, congratulations on launching a small and very successful, very quickly business as a husband and wife entrepreneurial team. Oh, he looked at her and he smooched her on the forehead when I said that. It's not for the faint of heart. Working with your partner, we could do a whole nother episode on that. It's hard, and you guys are hustling in a good way. I say hustle with love. It's, it's a good word, and we're just so excited.
#hustle daily.
Every day, every day.
Your statement, what was it? Like 2 visions, one. What was it? What did you say about the
2 perspectives, 1 vision.
Yeah, ours, we blow that out of the water. It's like 17 different
Shut up,
visions,
Michael.
perspectives.
Shut up, Michael. Shut up,
Just
Michael.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Maybe we can learn a thing or two from. Yes, I need to
Our
learn
reality is
all
very much the
things.
same.
I would just like-
honestly, yes.
That was such a great saying.
All right. You guys, seriously, not only as your podcast host today, but as friends who have known you for almost 15 years now, congratulations. This is so exciting. I'm so excited for people to check it out and put these beautiful wines in their mouth.
Go to the website, buy the wine. It's delicious.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers. Congratulations and happy birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Sally.
Have some pizza.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. If it sounded like we were having fun, it's because we were, and we tasted 4 different wines. And that was just the start of the night. There were many more wines to be had, and I think one of the coolest moments later in the evening, we were firing pizzas in the pizza oven and had some more of our wine friends over. And per usual, there's always many different beautiful bottles of wine open because everybody's like, oh, I want you to try this. Oh, this is my friend's. Oh, I made this. And I had a moment where Sally and I were standing in my kitchen and I was drinking a glass of her Cab Franc, and she was drinking my Grenache. And I was like, look at us standing here drinking each other's wines. And that's just a very cool thing that not a lot of people get to experience, but also very cool for me because when I first met Sally almost 15 years ago, I wasn't making wine yet. I was new to all of this, coming here from Walt Disney World and hospitality background and working on the hospitality side and just dreaming about making my own wine and in awe of Sally as she became essentially an inspiration, a motivator, a mentor for me. So to then be standing there with each other's wines in our glasses was a really cool moment, and both were delicious. We have to give a special shout out to producer Catherine, our good friend Katie, who was recording and sound mixing our audio as we were talking. And we're always grateful to her and her audio prowess, as I call it. We took some fun video clips, so make sure you check out both my Instagram at Nikki Lamberty, as well as Stereograph Wines. Find and follow them on Instagram, and you can actually get a behind-the-scenes look at the 4 of us recording. I will put all of the links in the show notes for this episode, which you can also see in more detail with photos and videos on sipwithnikki.com. But like they said, go to stereographwines.com and you can sign up to be a part of their mailing list and then receive an invitation when it's time to grab the gorgeous goosebump-inducing Cab Franc and the very competitively priced and friendly delicious Cabernet Sauvignon. One of the amazing offers that you'll see on their website is they offer free ground shipping on their wines and $40 off of FedEx overnight shipping, which is really the best in hot temperatures. Those codes will show up at your checkout, so you don't need to do anything special. Sally and Max have just been kind enough to bake that into their pricing. I'm so proud and inspired by Max and Sally and grateful that they took the time out of their busy lives. You know, we didn't talk about it, but they are parents of 2 teenagers as well, and just getting ready to kick off harvest. So Michael and I were thrilled that we had the chance to sit down with them. As always, you can check out Michael's and my wine at solovatowines.com. At the time of this recording, we currently have beautiful 2023 Grenache and Sangiovese available, and we can ship to most states. Be sure to use the discount code PODLISTENER for 10% off your Solovato order. Wish us luck as we kick off the 2026 harvest. And whatever you do between now and our next time together, I hope that you sip well.